Life is just a moving rock, just walking across on. Life can go just like that.
Go visit a graveyard to remind yourself life is short.
I'm doing this for my younger self so I can look back in the future and see what I've done, what I've accomplished, where I've come from.
A message to ourselves in a year's time. Will we have made it? Will we have made change in our life?
There is a 1 in 400 trillion chance of you being born, which obviously means you are not on this earth for no reason.
Well, my mother told me that I need to get the idea of becoming a millionaire out of my head.
People still doubt me till this day.
I don't believe in motivation, I believe in discipline, because motivation is short term and discipline is long term.
Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, which is why it is called the present.
Making my parents proud is something that I would really want to do.
If I change one person to getting off the road, for example, that's one less person who's either going to end up in prison or dead.
Reverie, a state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts, a daydream.
Everyone has a dream, but no one has a plan. I believe that everyone could have the mindset to do other things other than just work a job or follow someone else's instructions.
You cannot predict the future, however you could create it. The reason I go by this quote is because it used to be hanging on the wall in my maths class. A class I hardly used to pay attention to. A class where I used to just stare at the quote and read it on loop in my head. Now I live by this quote because it's true. You cannot predict the future, however if you create it, you know what the future has to come. So something you can look forward to.
And I truly don't believe in formal education or the education system that we have within the UK. And it's just not something that I want to do. I don't want to go to university, and I'm failing at school right now. And my parents see that as a failure, but they don't understand the plans that I have, what I want to be, and they don't understand that you can become a millionaire. You can just become financially free from online. They see it as a scam, or it's only the lucky people that do it. It's not people like us.
Getting kicked out of school is a story that I'm sharing out to the public. Of course you're watching it now. This story is a big one because it shows you the choices that you make in life really do have an impact, and there's a consequence that comes with it. Me making stupid decisions at a young age led to me getting kicked out of school.
My parents raised me in an alright area. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was just quite normal.
The environment I grew up in was not the best, to be honest with you. I was raised around people who sell drugs, who carry weapons, who are into a violent life, a life where it gets them either dead or in prison, a life that no one really wants to live, but it's a life that some have to live, either their family are in it or they have no other choice. However, you do have a choice. Let me tell you the story. 2 children who both have an alcoholic father. One made it out and one is successful and owns a business. Another is an alcoholic. They asked both of them what inspired you to become where you are, or what is your reason to be where you are. They both had the same answer. My father was an alcoholic. However, one used it as motivation, one used it as a form of depression, and obviously fell deep into it and became an alcoholic himself.
Didn't really have any struggles, to be honest. Financially, I wouldn't know. I have 2 very hard-working parents, working class parents. I don't come from no massive wealth or anything like that. My dad literally looks after us and my mom as well. So yeah, I haven't really had any bad struggle except for in school, but I wouldn't really class it as a struggle. I believe school just isn't made for me.
Getting kicked out of school is not the best news you want to hear as a parent. Hearing that your child has been kicked out of education and his future has been ruined is not something that you really want to hear, of course. Seeing this impact my parents firsthand, it's not something that you really want your parents to experience. Where you see your parents being affected, it obviously affects you too. Seeing my mum and dad cry, obviously it brought me down to tears as well. Seeing my mum and dad going through the stuff that they went through because of me, obviously it brought a feeling of shame or guilt to me. Why my parents do this? Why do they deserve to go through this? At the end of the day, these problems, obviously it's a test. It's a test to see what you are able to come out of. So going through the storm and the sunshine at the same time, you become a rainbow comes out. So pretend that the stuff that you're going through is a storm, you're the sunshine, at the end of it you're going to be a rainbow. And at the end of a rainbow there's treasure and there's gold, as they say. So remember, there's always a silver lining. This has built me up and has shaped me up as a person overall. It has made me learn from my mistakes. It's a lesson learned.
My father came from a very, very bad place as a child. He left home at the age of 16, and the one thing that always pushes me is he told me a story where when he used to get, back in the days, them glass milks, he would have to, when it went half full, he would refill it with water to keep the milk there. And that just pushes me to know that my dad came from the struggle and he's worked that hard to get me and all my family to a very good place where we go to school, we get educated, and I just want to get to a point where my parents no longer have to work and their sacrifice for us is done and they can just chill.
People still doubt me till this day. I'm not going to lie, sometimes we're human at the end of the day. The doubt does get to us, the hatred does get to us. At the end of the day we have emotions, we build up, and sometimes we end up bursting like a pipe. But holding the emotions in is something that I tend to do a lot, and it gets to me sometimes. People doubting me, I end up doubting myself, and that's something that I need to fix up, of course, on my part. So this is why I've created a vision board, etc., to see what is my plan. And I've created a 20-year plan, something that I encourage all you guys to do. Create your plan. Where do you want to be at the end of what is your goal? Where do you want to be at the end of 20 years? It's something that I've been told to do from a mentor of mine. So ask yourself that question: what do you want to do in 20 years? What do I do year by year to get there? A few goals for this year that I have set for myself: to focus on my mental health and do better day by day. Another goal that I have is to focus on myself overall. I feel like I need to give this year to myself and to back away from anything else that anyone else wants me to do or to participate in. I feel like this year I need to focus on what I want and what I want to do and what I want to accomplish. The reason I partook in this documentary is because if I can motivate one person to change, that's one person who could be the change of a future generation. The one person could create generational wealth for the whole of their family, for their grandkids, kids to remember that person. Like, that person is the one that changed me. That person is the one that changed my family. If I change one person to getting off the road, for example, that's one less person who's either going to end up in prison or dead.
I have one particular thing that stands out from all my other goals that are on my wall, and it's a poster note, and it says ZMN Media 100k. And ZMN Media is my marketing agency that I run. And I want to get it at the end of next year, or the end of this year, at the start of next year. I want to get it to a point where I'm making 10k per month. Whenever I'm down, I just look at this and I know that, listen, you want to get to that point, and the only way to get to that point is by actually working hard. So get off your ass. I don't believe in motivation, I believe in discipline, because motivation is short term and discipline is long term.
So this documentary is really overall to help you. What do you want in life? Figure out your purpose. If it's definitely not going to be the road, let me tell you this: go visit a graveyard to remind yourself life is short. Visit a prison to see that time is short.
I just want to say to my future self, the 1 year, you're looking great, nice beard. Of course, none of you lot would see that. Nice Rolex, you deserved it, you worked hard. Right now, I see myself as, it's only day 3 of the new year, and I see myself working very hard. I think I need to work a lot more harder, but slowly I'm getting new and better habits. I'm working on them.
You cannot predict your future, you can only create it. The reason I'm saying this quote again is because it's 100% true. You cannot predict what's going to happen in 10 years. You could be dead tomorrow for all we know it, but you can create what's going to happen in 10 years. That's by setting a 10-year plan and doing that plan year by year. If you die in 2 years, then you're 2 years into your plan, and you may have left an impact on people in 2 years.
And every year I can just look back at this and see previous Qasim, and I can say, that Qasim, he's alright, but look at me now. And every year I can see my progress of getting better, as well as helping Daniel. There's more content going out for him. I want to make sure he gets a lot of content out. I'm doing this for my younger self so I can look back in the future and see what I've done, what I've accomplished, where I've come from.
So remember, you cannot predict the future, you can only create it.